I remember these days when I was into the trials riding before I gave up my passion. Before I gave up my passion, this is what I was into. I remembered years ago. This was before I think this was like 2004 or before that time. And people I used to be friends with said to me, uh one I'm still friends with, said to me, "Oh, you must come down to the to South Bank. There's a place where people do incredible skills on the bike." At that time, I never knew what these skills were. I never knew what trials was about. So I think around sometime, I think it was 2002, 2003, there is one person still there I still talk to, okay? And that was Andrew Chai. Like he was a brilliant rider. And I remember those days when I saw him. I met many other people throughout the time, and there was a cycle show that I got introduced to, and I remembered these days. This was in the London Excel when we had to go to there's a bike event. I think it was the cycle show in, I think it was it 2004, something like that, 2005. Can't remember the time. And at this moment, this is where he was there at that time, and he was showing off his skills and stuff like that. And this is when I met him. You can see that's his signature. He signed it, and it says RO Action Productions presents Mastering the Art of Trials with Ryan Leach. And I remember these days. One thing I can say that when I got this DVD, it is professionally done. When I listened to his step-by-step instructions, I couldn't believe the progress I was able to make in my riding. So Ryan Leach, you see here, he's the one and only master. There is no other master. So for me, I looked up to Ryan Leach. Still do. Brilliant as always. And when I was still in the trials, I remembered reading this, where it says March on Art of Trials, compilation of 38 skills that are demonstrated and described in clear and concise format with sophisticated DVD, offering skip directly to the skill you need to learn or soak in all 51 minutes worth of instruction. So, and I remembered when I watched this DVD, it's one of the greatest DVDs I have ever come across when it came to learning. And that's the DVD right here. I still have it. And this is the same thing here. This is how it looked like inside. I still got all the booklets and stuff. I think it comes out something like this. I don't wanna destroy or ruin anything. Normally I should be doing this with like two hands or something. I think it's assigned to. Let me see, can I get? There we go. Go out. And then it says, this is what they had in there. That's a long time ago. Winner Color TV. Oh god, this is a long time ago. I think this thing has a date on it. I think it tells you a date. I think, yeah, the stuff in here was showing, yeah, look, 2003. Yeah, so it looked like it came out around those times. Around those times, it looked like it came out, so it's around those times because this book dates back to 2003. And I did mention around 2003, so, but yeah, so these were the days when I got into the riding, and those days was the best. And then I got to a point where I stopped riding in, I think I stopped riding in like 2009, because what happened was, when I started this trial stuff, I started this in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, doing this for 5 years. And then what happened was, I took my Cot MS2, because I built a brand new trials bike in 2008. In 2009, I started to have a lot of problems because the guy didn't do my wheel properly. And when I requested a refund, the guy didn't want a refund. But however, my friends at the time who was in Evans Cycles and Cycle Surgery weren't in at that moment, around those times. So I had to take my wheel elsewhere. And after that, I just left the bike alone. And then I think it was 11 years later, I got back into the trials bike. I got it back in 2020. I started riding it, and in the 2 years and 8 months, I only touched the bike around 15 times. So it got to that point where I felt like I can't get my passion to burn again. So I sold off the bike, and I said, you know what, I just can't get back into it no more. But when I was in it, it was the best thing ever, because I remember before I used to say I could never give up trials. I will always ride trials, always will be. So I was like, I don't know how that happened, but the time came where it just happened, and I just moved on, and precisely what happened. So this one, you see, says 2004. This is the one that came out around like 2003. And this one was the manifesto: eliminate all setup and recovery hops from trials riding. I remember watching this. So every time I was practicing, I used to practice for like 12 hours a day. I used to be in it. I would cycle from day to night, to jumping. By that time, I was very dedicated to what I was doing. Yeah, see, that says 2004. This one never had a date at that time. Yeah. I don't think none of these numbers work anyway from back that time. Surprised if these numbers did work. But yeah, so yeah, I know Douglas Island, man. I've been there. I've been to that place. It's a very peaceful place. It's very nice. So this is look at this. Also available from Halfords. I don't know what this was. This was looking for some hardcore. Don't know what this is. Something about some action. Should do look chilly though. But there we are. Look, mastering the art of trials, the best instruction, MT Phil. Yeah, you know. You look, there he is. Look, there's the man himself. Look, Ryan Leach over there. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so these these were the days. These were the days. So let me get that back into the case. And I always remember these days. These days I could never ever forget. These were the this, if no one don't know, is my dream bike. It is the Specialized Demo 8. This is the Rome edition. This is the bike I've always wanted. And I remember saying, grand prize, you could win this bike. this is the bike I've always wanted. It is the bike of dreams. If you're talking about in the car world, this is my Nissan Skyline R34. If we're talking about in the car world, in the bike world, it's a Specialized Demo 8. So this is the bike of dreams, the bike I always wanted. I always liked that trapezium shock link. I love this bike because I used to have the Specialized Big Hit 3, but the Demo 8 is the bike I've always wanted. And I remember looking at it and thinking, wow, I wonder could I ever win a bike like that. And I remember watching the DVD called Rome, and that's what gave me that kind of that inspiration and that hope to say, you know what, don't you want to go to these places and ride in like Vancouver, BC, go to the North Shore, go to Whistler Mountain, to be able to take your skills and test them at your best. However, I never got a chance of doing that. So it was a lot of potential and talent that got put to waste. So sometimes I should have did things better back then. So it's only when you get to a certain point in life when you realize it was too late, you're like, I should have done better. But when you learn those type of lessons, is to take that with you and make sure you implement it to other things and don't make the mistakes. So these were the days. Martial Art of Trials, Manifesto. I remember these days. Let me see this is going. You see that? These were the days. Remember all of this. Look. Also available from Chile, Manifesto by Ryan Leach. Yeah, so this one here. These were the two. This was signed by Ryan Leach himself when I bought it from him, from hand to hand in person. And these are all the DVDs I just had and put away. So, one and only greatest master, Ryan Leach himself.